We can already sense that agents are going to help us do a lot of shopping online, but they haven't really reached their full potential yet. And I think that's going to change with WebMCP. Rather than talk about it, let me just show you an example real quick. I want to upgrade from my Mara X. I make 2 flat whites every day, and I have a counter spot that's 32 centimeters wide. Choose the best machine for me and highlight the specs that show why. All right, so it just pulled all the different espresso machines from the website, ran a comparison, and then highlighted the features that fit for me. Well, let's see what else I can do with this. All right, go ahead and clear the highlight and tell me what other accessories might fit the Lelit Bianca. So it gave some suggestions of different accessories I could add, and I could say, yeah, add the water softener and the pitcher to my cart. And there we go. You can see it adding to the cart in real time. And the awesome thing here is that WebMCP allows your agents to communicate with the website that you're logged into. So it's using your session. It doesn't have to send any auth tokens or anything. It's the local browser session happening right now. And it doesn't have to parse the DOM. So it doesn't have to read through a bunch of HTML. It only gets a subset of tools that the developer has defined. So let's look here. We see these WebMCP tools. These are the ones available to the agent. So it makes it really concise and a really nice, efficient way for agents to work with websites. So WebMCP is just like what it sounds. It's MCP, but it's built into the browser. So sites publish a menu of typed tools, and instead of an agent having to decipher their way through the DOM, they just get these tools and they can execute them. So in this example here that we're looking at on the left, we see without WebMCP, an agent has to scrape the website and kind of look around through the different elements, maybe take screenshots, and it has to do a lot more work to get the same tasks done. Whereas if we type these tools like get availability for the calendar and book appointment, that's just 2 calls that the agent actually has to make. And in our espresso machines and gear example here, I made 16 different tools available. And the cool thing is, because this is using the local browser session, some are only available when you're logged in. There's a human in the loop element here, which is what we want when we're making purchases, right? So when we're logged in, we can do things like get your gear, so it knows what you've previously purchased. It can get your cart, it can check compatibility with the different machine, so you can be sure that you're buying like the right portafilter or basket for the machine you're about to buy. Things like that, things that I had trouble doing when I was buying espresso gear for myself. So I would love to see something like this in the future, and the fact that it makes this all available in the local browser session again, which I think is really important, is just super cool. If you want to try this out on your own, you should know this is early days. These are experimental features, so you'll want to go into Chrome flags and enable the WebMCP in support in DevTools and for testing. And you'll also want to enable remote debugging if you haven't already in Chrome Inspect. So with those 2 on, you can tell Claude Code to go to the specific website and check for the WebMCP tools available, and then you can start working from there. So let me show you an example of how I defined some of these tools in the app. The really nice thing is that we don't have to create an externally facing API and manage all the stuff that goes along with that, like documenting it or dealing with API tokens. It's kind of a self-documenting process in itself. So here we created a backend query called get my gear. So that's for the app. Any normal human user can hit that. But then we wanted to expose that as a tool, so we can just wrap those in this use WebMCP hook, right? And the nice thing is that we give it a description and an input schema. The agent can read that and knows the shape of it right away without having to consume more docs or do other API calls or things like that. So that makes it really easy to build agent-facing websites. And again, because it's using the local browser session, it has access to the entire browser state, like local storage and things like that, whether you're logged in. So I can log out and we'll see only 3 tools are now available: the search product, compare products, and get product details. All the other stuff requires login, and it's only getting that through the browser session. I think WebMCP is going to be great for these kind of use cases. I could imagine Amazon implementing it so that it's just really easy to figure out when you're buying a piece of an accessory, is it compatible with your gear, whatever that may be, whether it's for cars, whether it's for espresso machines. I think this will be really cool. So this example app is online. You can check it out and try it out yourself with the process I just showed, Or you can also clone the repo and use it as a base for your own WebMCP experiments.